Right, stream is up, but need Boomer. Right. Stream is up, but I can't seem to get anyone to actually put it into the proper chat. Well, I guess I'm not getting a response from Boomer. So here we go. I guess we're having to do it like this. No one's going to join, and it's one of those. Right, as per track map, full map, lap data enabled, tire I guess, then we go to the first man out, which is our trucker this time. Apparently going to rain towards the end of the rain. End of the race, sorry. Right, watching a few outlaps. I've just messaged Reap and see if he's got things put into the stream links, but no idea otherwise. It's boiling here, so let's open a window after. Boiling here. Alright, our truck at the first one out. Gets a lot of the curb on the first one. See what he's doing after the second sector. Might just DNS at the start of every qualifying, I think. I think that's just an ongoing joke here now. What's the second sector time then? He comes through the last corner before it goes up, and it is a 51.6, so that's the fastest we've got so far. Goes through the final sector. He's going to have DRS, going to have a little bit of slipstream as well. What time is he going to set up? He's going to do a 181. Luke's next up. 181 the beat. What's he going to set? Going to be slower than a 181. 182.5. Amas did a 193. Bunders with a 183. Amas was on the medium tire though. Basket next one up. Let's see what time he's going to it looked like a purple sector 2 momentarily. Let's see what time he can put on the board. Will it put him pole? It will put him on pole. 18078. Chris did a 185 play penalty for Sunny Cab for a collision with Steve. I didn't get a good enough camera angle on. Did take his front wing off. That's unfortunate. The Reno. Christ did a 181, which puts him second. Pog does a 188 on the medium tyre. Reno does a 187. Steve's just having a nice time. Let's watch Boomer. What time is? Oh no, Boomer's about to go onto a flying lap. So let's watch Boomer's lap. See how good he's going to be doing. End of the first sector, the 16.8, and look, it's just flashed up purple. So I assume that's the benchmark going by for the rest of the qualifying session. Moment in time. See what he can do from the end of the sector. He keeps it in bounds around the long right, takes it rather slow and gets enough on the gas to get out of that long left-hander. Gets close to the apex round the second and final corner in sector 2. The yellow flag in sector 2 is just letting past. Sector 2 time is a 51.7, which I don't think was the fastest. I think El Troco did a 51.6 when he did his first lap. Here we go, down the final straight. What time is he going to do on the mediums? He's going to do a 184 on the mediums, which puts him 9th. Doesn't put him too far back from everyone else though. Salieri did a 184.55 on the softs. Is he doing a proper lap, or is he going around? Arctic Squirrel doing a decent lap, going around a lap now anyway. I'm seeing if Salieri is doing a lap or not. 51, he's 1/10 up, so he is going for it, but he's not going to do much by the looks of it. Arctic Squirrel did a 191 on the soft. Slimmy's had a first lap to forget. Oh, Salieri's gone into the pits. Pog's gone into the pits. Arctic Squirrel's just done a lap and gone into the pits. Slimmy's done a lap that's 1.2 seconds quicker, which wouldn't get him anywhere at the moment. He's done the fastest second sector of anyone though. Didn't quite see his time through the second sector. There's a few guys coming out on the outlap now. Gone there. Probably Bunders. Bunders is a good one to look at. Slimmy came to the 184 on the mediums, which is faster than Salieri and faster than Boomer, who's on the same tyres. So he's even though he's doing faster, he's technically going to start like 13th, something like that. At the moment. Arctic's coming into the pits. Reno's taking a spin. By a spin, I mean he's just drifting the corner, he didn't realise it. So Bunder's going to pass Reno now actually. Get the standings up momentarily. Two people in. Let's get the tier 4 standings up while everyone's going around for qualifying. I can't seem to find the right thing. Bunders through the first sector has done a 16.8, which is 1/10 quicker. Did a purple first sector by the looks of it. I see that flash up quite often. Someone's gone well off the track in the back there. Looks like Salieri more than Heidelberg, because Heidelberg I'm pretty sure is about to come out on a full lap, which we will watch after this. Yeah, it was Salieri that went up in the back. Bunders is coming around to the end of the second sector now. What time is he going to put up through the second sector? It's 51.69, which is like just short of a 10th quicker than his first time. Would move him up a place. Heidelberg will go at him after this. Luke's just done a 184 flat pretty much, takes him to the front. 18227 is what Bunders did. They got yellow flags in the first sector. Steve Dodds will eventually get out to set a lap. Slimmy's the only one that now is doing it on the medium tyres. Wow, he did a 51 flat. What? It's 51 flat through 2 sectors. That's 6 tenths up on his best time, which would make him 3 tenths up on everyone else. What's his time going to be? A 175. That's just ridiculous. 175. See if that is a 179 though, who would have put him on pole if he had got through the lap quicker, but Heidelberg's still 4 tenths clear. Lutz 18013. Zab just did a 18047, puts him on the second row. Basket's coming in. Christ is 3 tenths up, sorry. Let's have a look at the end of this lap. What's it gonna put up for time? Oh god, I apologize. He did a 17.8, which does put him on the front row momentarily. Amas has done his invalidated lap. I don't know what kind of time Pog's up for. But he looked like the only one out doing a proper lap. Maybe Boomer as well. We'll look at Boomer after this. Not sure if Pog's going to do much improvement here actually. Yeah, he's 10th up. So he needs to go a bit faster if he wants to do anything at the end here. What's he gonna... Oh no, he's coming into the pits. Never mind. Boomer is a 10th and a half up for the first sector. What's he going to be through the second sector? That's the real question. Second sector's by far the hardest part of this lap. Watch Arctic after this, and then we'll go and watch Salieri. They're the fastest second sector for Boomer. Gets on the grass a bit there, and slow him down. He's probably still got a 10th to find on top of this time. Yellow flag in sector 3 is just one of the guys letting him through. We're going into the pit, sorry. Boomer 17712 puts him second on the grid. Let's watch the end of Arctic's lap here. He's 2.5 tenths, quarter of a second up. Wouldn't move him anywhere on the grid though. What time is he going to start? Oh, he's going into the pits, which allows us to watch the half of Salieri's lap, who is also basically a quarter of a second up. The only one actually out on track at the moment. One of the purple second sector there for Salieri didn't actually see his time. There's a Red Bull coming out to do his laps in a minute. What time is Salieri going to put up? The 2 Alpha Romeos flying through this season. He puts up a 178, which still quarter of a second short of his teammate. Puts him 4th on the grid. The only person now left is Amas. Only person actually left without any actually on track, because Salieri is about to go into the pits. That gives us a good time to say that after Canada, so we need Larry's not here. Boomer is Boomer, Salieri, Pog, Reno. So at the moment, Pog's having a nightmare. Reno's having a nightmare. Salieri is 4th. Boomer's 2nd. Larry, the 5th one left, is actually not here. Oh, okay. I am ass. Just take a trip into that. Got way too much of the inside curb then. Taking a trip very much inside on the inside curb and into a wall. take away his front wing. He's going to not put any sort of lap up worth talking about, and that leaves us with Arctic Squirrel, the back marker, the only man on the grid, on track so far. I see there the Aston Martin coming out momentarily. I would assume that it is Bunders that is coming out. Don't see why Boomer would be out for another minute or so yet. Play some games. The front one's almost like a Mexican standoff. Oh, no! Okay, it's Boomer. It's not Bunders, it's Boomer, okay. I was not expecting. Who is the AlphaTauri coming out? It's Zab. Right, Zab's out on his outlap. Amas is coming into the pits after his first corner mishap. And you've got Zab and Boomer doing outlaps, which will go to Boomer after we've watched Arctic Squirrel. He's the only one on an outlap so far. What time is Arctic Squirrel going to do for through the two sectors? The one thing I need to do is learn the names of the F1 corners for the next set of streams. So it's nearly 2/10 up, which would also not move him up anywhere. So he needs to speed it up a bit here, Arctic. Otherwise, he's going to start for the last of the finishers. What time is he going to put up? A 1.9 flat, literally to the dot. Okay. Well, that's interesting. It still puts him last by a quarter of a second. So you've got Zab and Boomer. Oh god. Sorry, Zab and Boomer currently out on flying laps. You've got half the grid, or most of the grid now, coming through on their outlaps for the last time. Boomer had a purple sector 2 momentarily there. Let's see what time he can put up. Can he beat Heidenberg? That's the real question. It's last go around. He has beat him. He's beaten by nearly 2/10 of a second as well. And I would assume that's the end of Boomer's qualifying. He's on provisional pole. Heidenberg might be one to watch in the minute. Let's see what Zab's going to put up. Zab's going to go slower, so that's effectively ending his qualifying as well. Reno done a fastest sector 1, nearly 2/10 quicker. Who else? So Boomer went pole. Salieri's out. We'll watch his. Reno's Pog. We can watch Pogs as well. Trying to find who's actually out on, who's furthest out on track. You got Reno. Boomer's qualifying done. Reno's just set fastest. He's 5/10 up. Okay. Pogs just retired, so that's the end of his qualifying. He's not going to be too happy with that. Let's see what Reno's able to put up. Right at the end, he's put up a 1.7.88, and it's only good enough to move him up to 5th on the grid. Steve Dodd did faster, but not as fast as he needs to be. We'll switch to Salieri after this. He's the last one of the ones towards the front. Basket just retired from his lap. Steve Dodd has just put in a 1.779 and just put him 3rd. Boomer's qualifying is done. Heidelberg's going to come around one more time. Salieri's lap got invalidated, so that's the end of his. He's beaten Reno though. Reno isn't going to be too happy that he's lost, but we're going to watch Heidelberg. He's halfway through sector 2. And he's going for pole. It's provisional pole for Boomer at the moment. Slimmy's going to start away from the back because he got 5 place grid penalty for colliding with Steve Dodds. It's 3/10 up for Heidelberg, so I think we're about to see that Heidelberg's about to go well clear. Coming around the final corners, Last corner taken. Heidenberg is on pole by just short of a tenth of a second. And your front row is looking as Heidelberg, Boomer, Steve Dodds and Christ set the second row. Salieri and Reno, close championship rivals, here, set the third. Trucco and Luke set the fourth. Zab, the last one we're waiting on. He's gone into the pit, so we're going to have to wait for him the game to actually turn his car around. He's going to be 9th. Basket's going to be 10th. The finisher's the 5th row. Bunders and Arctic Squirrel going to start in the 6th row together, so 11th and 12th. Armas and Pog will start 13th and 14th. Matt's going to start 15th, and Slimmy should start from the back. That was one hell of a lap for Heidenberg. We're waiting for everyone. Boomer put up a valiant effort there. Oh, Steve Dodds has a 5-place grid penalty as well. That one I didn't notice. He's got a 5-place grid penalty, so he's going to start from 8th unless we back out and sort that out. What's going to be done about the penalties? Nothing. Just on Discord, waiting for everything to get sorted up here. Right, now we are on. Now we're on the formation lap, which is just a case of everyone warming up their tyres around a lap around Brazil, and there's going to be absolutely nothing to talk about here. Everyone should do it in formalities as they should. Nothing should go wrong unless you're Heidelberg, who really wants to play with that grass for some reason. That's probably going to mess up his tide a bit. Not like it's going to matter when you're Heidenberg. You're clear of pretty much everyone else at this point. We're just waiting for everyone to get set up around the grid, basically now. So we can go lights out and see someone career into the back of everyone else in Tier 1. Not Tier 1, sorry, Turn 1. Been talking with some of the Tier 1 guys, that's why I got that mixed up. Everyone getting set up now. You see Heidenberg and Boomer. I forgot Brazil, the awkward one where you can't actually see the lights out for some reason. Well, I'm just going to keep going based on... There you go, 4, 5. And it's lights out, away we go. Into the first corner. It's going to be Heidelberg that's away out first. Boomer's got caught up by Christ on the first corner. Christ going down the inside, gets position. Looks like Salieri got forced off the track a little bit there. Oh, and Boomer spun on the third corner. And has not going to enjoy that from there. Now it's time for a recovery drive, and Salieri really doesn't like driving on the asphalt here. He's just enjoying himself on the edge of the track. It's almost like watching the Alpines in America the other week. Christ being 0.8 of a second, nearly out of DRS range already. Heidenberg seems to be complete control after Boomer's spin. Boomer's lucky that he didn't take any damage and isn't going to be too harmed by it. He'll catch up eventually because everyone's so bunched up. Salieri's going to try and do something at the back of El Trucco here. Steve Dodson's just had to stomach a 5-place grid penalty for no reason, even though it's Slimmy's fault. You not do the broadcast camera that way. El Trucco and Salieri. Let's see if there's going to be a move from the Alfa Romeo on the Haas. Tried it. And the Alfa Romeo really likes not being on the track for some reason. Oh, it looks like Zab's taken a little spin, got too much of the inside curve, most likely. Slimmy's gone into the pits. Not sure why, probably front wing change. And now, all of a sudden, the fight for second is a case of Salieri's winning it at the moment, especially in this race. Bearing in mind the 4 guys here we're looking at when it comes to second place are Salieri, Reno, who just took the corner incredibly deep there, allowing Reno to get through as I'm trying to explain the where the standings are at. Yeah, so it's Reno, Salieri, Poggle and Boomer, what we're actually looking at the moment. Looks like Zab's joined Boomer right at the back, minus Slimmy. Is there going to be any sort of move by anyone into this? I don't think there is. Everyone just staying as it is until DRS gets enabled, which is right now. And all of a sudden, this is where you can see a lot of people catch up. And by a lot of people, I mean we've just got a 10-car trainer for DRS here. Not going to be much of anything, I don't think. Amas is not going to make a move. He's a little bit too far back to be able to make that move into the end of Sector 1. Slimmy, Zab and Pogs had to pit. So it's going all bad to worse for Pog. A yellow flag. Pog, I don't think I thought he had to pit. I know it doesn't look like he actually called upon the pit, just spun out at turn 1. Let's go back up to basket. Let's see what's going up in the middle of this DRS train. I'm going to get DRS down the back straight here, see if he's able to make a move on Salieri, who's going to have DRS on Reno. So it's possible we could see a couple of moves happen here. Reno trying to defend. Does it well enough into turn 1 to keep position. And everything's I was about to say everything stays as it is, and as soon as I say that, bye Reno. Reno just takes a spin, and Salieri really playing dangerous with the track limits at the end there. And now we've got what was DRS train forming between 2nd and 10th at one point. Now it's just being split up a little bit. It's now 5th and 9th that realistically at DRS at the moment. We have to watch out for Salieri just about to break into DRS range of Trucco, which he has just done, and now everyone all the way back to where we were has DRS, so we're in this little DRS train for a considerable while longer. Is the mask going to be able to do anything? That's the real question. If I see the clock start to tick down, I'll see if he's going to make something work. He's going to try it. He's getting really close. Gonna try into turn 1. He's not gonna have enough space though. Oh, and he gets little contact and spins into the grass. Marino's had to pit because he took damage. And all of a sudden there's big names taking spins. People getting out of DRS range a little bit here as well, a little bit out of touch. El Trucco's got into second now. Slimmy's got 3-second time penalty. We'll put tyre strategy on. 9 tenths, 4 tenths of a second here. Let's watch Christ on El Trucco. El Trucco is incredibly high up. Not used to seeing him in this kind of position. He's got nothing on Heidenberg though, who's well out in front at the moment. 2.5 seconds down the road is not usually good signs if you're trying to catch a championship winner. As for if there's going to be any moves, I don't think there is. DRS is just a case of, oh, Christ looked for something. It looked like he was late breaking into the first corner, trying to make something work, but didn't quite get the move. Pog's just got a 3-second time penalty for track limits as well. And do you see the stream of cars, just all with DRS down the back there, showing that overtaking isn't particularly easy, especially if you get bunched up. El Trucco might be fearing. Oh God, sorry. El Trucco might be fearing that Christ might be starting to get to him at some point in the near future. Salieri's going to try and make a move on these two as well. Try and get an Alpha 1-2 again, which we had last time at Russia. Last time on Canada, Eisenberg span, and I'm not even sure Salieri drove. 3.5 tenths of a second, got DRS, takes the outside line to avoid slipstream. El Trucco's on the inside, he's on the outside. El Trucco's done enough to keep his car in front and is going to keep the place. Incoming to the second DRS zone on this track, or the first one, sorry, you'd probably say. And it looks like Christ is not able to make a good enough impression on El Trucco to make a move stick. And now it's third through 8th that's got DRS, so we've got a nice little train of 6 or 7 cards. And not much overtaking. Reno's gone on hard, so I'd assume that it might be to the end of the race. 6 laps for all the people on the soft and first through 11. Matt's done 6 laps on the medium tyres in 12th. And Heisenberg's just got 3.25 seconds. And here comes Christ down the inside this time. It's wise to have taken the inside line. He gets the move done before turn 1. And the yellow flag in sector 2. And it's Reno again, who's had a disastrous race. Christ now leading the DRS train. Salieri is going to make a move, or attempt to make a move, on El Trucco, who defends well enough to keep him behind through the DRS straight. And now it's a case of keeping him behind for the rest of the lap, which shouldn't be too hard and not really much turns of overtaking that can happen at this point, unless you're going for switchbacks or things of the like. Still a few people in DRS range here. Third, while 8th for all in DRS. Of the train led by Christ in second. Heidelberg 3.6 seconds out in front, and very little that's going to be done about that. And I think Reno's just crashed again. Yeah, it's Reno that just crashed again. Reno's having a horrible race. And Salieri going to the outside of turn 1, inside of turn 2, outside of turn 3, and it's done extremely well from El Trucco in the Haas to keep him behind. It's a brilliant drive from the Haas at the moment. Christ is getting caught up. Salieri's gone down the inside, squeezed him a little bit. He's got the position, and now Salieri's on the podium. Slimmy's got another 3-second time penalty for track limits, and all of a sudden, El Trucco slowly starting to fall down the pack a little bit here. Bunda's just got 3-second time penalty for track limits as well at the back of this DRS train that we've been focusing on for the last 6 laps. 4/10 of a second looks like the closest gap at the moment. A couple of guys of 4/10 of a second. Don't know if there's going to be any moves being able to be made though, because everyone's got DRS. El Trucco is going to close the gap in on Salieri momentarily, but loses it going into turn 1. Turn 2, he manages to keep it within 3.5 tenths. DRS is going to allow Salieri and El Trucco to make some sort of indent into the leader of the train. Christ in second. Salieri is now within a 1/4 second of Christ in second. Whether or not he's going to be brave enough to make a move stick during sector 2, I wouldn't advise it. El Trucco has gone down the outside, well, to the inside, sorry, of that corner to try and get the position off of Salieri. Salieri goes to the inside to try and get the position back, and then El Trucco goes to the inside of the following corner. Salieri looks like a little bit of a squeeze, and then slides a little bit on the track and has dropped well out of this DRS train now. Drops all the way to 9th. And it's definitely a racing incident, but it's unfortunate. Did it cause some sort of damage to El Trucco's car, or is it just pit time? And now it's Basket on the back of Christ. Considering that El Trucco and Salieri just had to go for a couple of laps and weren't able to make anything stick, it's now the McLaren's turn to try it. Because Salieri just got 3 seconds for corner cutting. Interesting. Arctic Scroll's in 8th. He managed to get past Salieri as well. Boomer's gone to hards now. The race for the front guys just seems to be slowing a bit. You know, Boomer, Pog, Reno, all toward the back. Salieri had a spin as well. So all 4 guys that we might have been looking on towards us to try and take second from Larry at this point in the championship going into the last race in Australia next week, aren't able to make any sort of indent into that. And here comes Basket with DRS just open. Christ is pit time for most people then. Christ goes into the pit, Basket gets DRS, Basket's going to take second for a while, and now he's the leader of this little DRS train that we've got going. Steve Dodds follows in. Luke and Bundas are the other 2 in this little train. The top 8 all have 11 laps on their soft, so you would assume that most of them, if not all of them, will come in the next couple of laps unless they're doing a 1-stop. Could be plausible 1-stop. If you want to play it safe, do a 2-stop and have pace. Basket's now 8/10, well, it was 8/10 of a second until that corner where Steve Dodds gained a couple of tenths. Must have done that a lot better. But Basket is being on fine form so far today. Even though the few people have spanned that word towards the front. Oh god. Waking up so early, just making me yawn like mad. So you should see most of the people starting to come into the pits in a bit. 11 laps on these softs. No idea what kind of tyre wear they've got at the moment. But it doesn't look like any of them are actually going to come in though. Yeah, none of them are actually going to come in. So El Trucco's on softs, his second stint of softs. He's going to do a 2-stop. Christ is on medium tyres. Whether or not I doubt he tries to go to the end on medium tyres. That would be a push. Steve Dodds and Luke are having a right battle over it at the moment. Steve Dodds had the inside, but he's not going to have, or he is going to have enough space, and Luke's just going to concede that position. Whether or not he's going to try and make a move on the following corner, he's too far back to do it, so he doesn't get the switchback either. And it looks like Steve's able to retake third position, or third position on track at the moment. People haven't pitted, so it's hard to tell where everyone actually is. Luke's in fourth. The two people. Amos just got past Bunders, who must have had an awful corner there. And now it's Bunders' turn to get DRS. We're going to see if anything's going to happen. Or not. Or not. We have DRS going into the pit lane. Well, it makes... Steve Dodds has taken the liberty of going on into the pit lane there. Amos has dangerously rides in the first curb. And as it stands, it looks like we've got pretty much very, very small amounts of action at the moment. A little bit of a dry patch of the track. Two people within DRS at the moment. Actually, no, it's three people, because of pits and all that. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, and it looks like it's a Ferrari again. Rito has had an absolute nightmare. Where has it all gone wrong for him today? Boomer's going to try it. Let's have a look at Boomer versus Matt at the moment. Matt's had a great run of form coming into this race, having a few things. Matt just takes that corner incredibly deep, allows Boomer up the inside, and Boomer's going to take that position. Boomer is in 10th now. He's in the point. Salieri has still got a pit. He's the only other one up front, up the top guy that has to take a pit stop. Luke's pitted onto the hard. Salieri, Arctic, Amas, Basket, and Heisenberg stayed out for a while. Whether or not they try to get to lap 18 and then go on to medium to do a one stop is a different question. But there's a few people in the hards. Boomer, Bunders, Luke, Steve Dodds. This little combination there going on the hards. Matt's gonna be quite slow. Well, God, John, in comparison to Pog, who is another one we're meant to keep an eye on for second place, is not very out there at the moment. So El Trucco, even though he pitted, has managed to catch back up on his fresher softs. Oh, and there goes Arctic. Arctic takes a little bit of a oversteer into the grass, so he's going to lose the position. Salieri now goes into the pits. Arctic, Amas, Basket, and Heisenberg have stayed out one more lap. El Trucker 4 laps on the tyres. He comes in about 10 laps time or something of the sort. Goes on the medium tyres probably. Salieri's gone on mediums. He's taken them to the end of the race most likely. You can see Salieri slowly starting to drop behind all the pit stop guys. Salieri is dropped behind Poggle, which leaves Boomer as the highest person in the race for a runners-up. Get that rated champion spot. Steve Dodds has just taken a spin into what, well, doesn't look like a wall. It looks like he's fine. There's very little in terms of on track battles at the moment. You know, Pug, Salieri and DRS range are Bunders at the moment. So an in comes Basket and in comes Arctic, which makes sense. Both of the McLarens coming in at the same time to double. Oh no, they're not double stacking. Looked like Basket was too far ahead of Arctic to be calling a double stack. Salieri, Pog, none of them going to make any indents into that time. Arctic Squirrel just dropping behind a bunch of them here. Bunda's just got another 3-second penalty for multiple warners. I didn't think Brazil would be one where penalties would be rife, but for the first half of this race, they have been pretty apparent. Matt's 16 laps on the mediums probably needs to take it to at least 20 if he wants to do a one stop onto the softs. Heidenberg has just gone into the pit. Amas is, I assume, going to follow him, and then we'll see whether or not El Trucco is anywhere near the front. So Pog's going to go down the inside of that corner, and it looks like Bundes has had a little bit of an oversteer. Oh, and Bundes just can't get his car back on the track properly. And okay, Salieri, that's an interesting idea of what the track looks like. And Bundes just drops back quite a decent way there, and it does allow for Pog and Salieri to now try and make a charge on Boomer. Good luck with Pog though, considering he is 14 lap old mediums right now, compared to Boomer's 6 lap hards. Looks like Boomer and Steve Dodd did the closest battle we have on track at the moment, so we will focus our attention on it. But it doesn't look like he's too close. 7/10 of a second. So Boomer chasing Steve Dodds here. Both guys have pitted at least once. Both guys probably looking to go to the end of the race on their respective sets of hards. Whether or not Boomer's going to make anything work with DRS soon enough, don't know. 6/10 of a second. It's probably too far of a gap to make anything work with DRS and slipstream. Gap is slowly closing, but it's not going to close enough. No, it's going to bring him within half a second momentarily until Steve Dodds get a better line into turn 1. But out of turn 1 and 2, Boomer definitely got the better set off there. DRS allows him to come within 0.2 of a second momentarily, and another couple of laps, and we could see Steve Dodds being overtaken by Boomer, unless there's a mistake beforehand, and that 2 laps might turn into 1 or a bit more if it's Boomer's mistake. Salieri is going to try and go after Pog momentarily, so we'll watch that. El Trucco has got in front of Heidenberg. Wow. I lost track of where their pits was, but El Trucco got in front of Heidenberg. At least momentarily. El Trucco's going to have to pit again and then attempt to try and catch up with Heidenberg, but hunting him down, it's not going to be too difficult. El Trucco's going to hold his position going through the first DRS zone. 3-second time penalty for Steve Dodds as Boomer's going to try and chase him down. Heidenberg's not gonna. It doesn't look like Heidelberg's gonna be able to make too much work through. He definitely didn't make too much work through sector 1. He's on fresher mediums than the worn out softs. But El Trucco seems to be defending pretty well. He probably won't last too long when he gets to the 3rd sector. But you can feel proud with these defensive showcases at the moment. He did one earlier on in the race as well. And here comes DRS for Heidenberg, and Heidenberg down the inside, doesn't even have to wait till turn 1, gets the move done, and there you go. Sweet, as quickly as possible, Heidenberg hits the front. El Trucco's still a 5-second gap. He's got to try and build it up though, because he does have to pit. El Trucco's got DRS here as he tries to chase down Heidenberg. Boomer got to the inside of turn 1, the outside of turn 2, and is able to make the move stick on Steve Dodds. but Steve Dodds is going to get DRS and going to go down the inside at the end of sector 1. He does get the move done before the corner and is able to take the position back, and Hamas looks like he's trying to stare down these two from behind as well. Boomer looked for a move down the inside going into the long right-hander, but didn't really want to make anything of it. Hamas is right on the tail of these two now. They've got a little miniature DRS train forming. Pog's 0.5 of a second behind Salieri and further back on the sector 2. DRS could be interesting as to whether or not, as soon as I say that, it looks like Hamas is going to try, he was looking for a move on Boomer. DRS is going to help Boomer probably stay ahead of Hamas through this final sector. He opens the wings. It's Boomer on Steve Dodds. It looks like it's 3 wide. It's not 3 wide. It's because Boomer's got the move done very early. And Hamas is going to go down the inside, and then Steve Dodds has the outside of turn 3, sorry. Is able to make the moves, the defense stick, and it's El Trucco, sorry. Why was I thinking that was the white of the Red Bull? Oh no, that's because it was the white of the Red Bull and it was Hamas, but El Trucco is now pitted and come onto the medians for the rest of the race. Okay, that confused me for a minute. I didn't know where El Trucco came from. Steve Dodds has just taken a spin in, allowed for Boomer to make a little bit of headway. He's also taken El Trucco out of DRS range with Hamas trying to creep up on El Trucco. That's not going to be good news for El Trucco. Baskets 1/10 of a second, going to go to the outside of turn 1. Going to get the move done well before the outside of turn 1 actually. Takes second in the race. There's no real resistance there from Christ at all. And DRS is going to be, with the AlphaTauri here, not going to be able to make too much of an indent into that lead, and is going to most likely have to sit behind Basket for quite a while now, considering his medium done double the amount of laps. El Trucco gets past Boomer on. El Trucco is fast around here. El Trucco getting past Boomer in the end of the first sector. Is able to keep a small enough gap. Sector 2, Bundes goes off, and Bundes is going to retire from the session. And that's the end of one of the Aston Martin's nights. Allows Poggle and Steve to move up place to P's. Bazab and Slimmy and all those will move up as well momentarily. Reno's right at the back and has had an absolute nightmare. Christ is not going to be able to make anything stick through the first couple of corners. He's also not. He's going to get DRS down the first one, the first straight here though. Is he going to be able to make an indent into the lead? He is not. And his tyres seem to be not fast enough to catch up with Basket in front, and Basket slowly edging away. In the meantime, we'll watch this fight between the Haas, the Aston Martin, and the Red Bull. Boomer's done 12 laps on his hards. He's going to do the rest of the race on those hards. Only one DNF, so I'm quite surprised. Boomer's all but about to drop out of DRS range though. El Trucco seems to be lightning quick around this track. Whether or not he's going to be able to catch up the 5.5 seconds to Luke in front of him, different question. If he does, he's probably going to have a good crack at podium. What is the DRS here? There's no moves made though, because Boomer's tyres are nowhere near as quick as El Trucco's, and Hamas is gonna. It's more likely that Hamas overtakes Boomer than Boomer getting El Trucco at this point. As for that, the only other DRS zone gap, sorry, is Basket to Christ in second and third. Christ able to hang in there even though his tyres on 5 laps more aware. 11 laps left of the race. And as soon as I say that, what's happened here? Basket took what looked like a wide turn. It's allowed for Christ to capitalise and allowed for Christ to take second position. However, the tyres are now going to play an effect. It's DRS with slipstream with the tyres. Is Basket going to be able to make a move, or is he going to have? Or is he not going to have enough too far back? Brazil hasn't been too prolific for overtakes. I'll say that for at least. Boomer is looked for a move on El Trucco there. Isn't able to actually make one stick to the outside. No, well defended again from El Trucco. Trucco opening the gap quite a small distance, shall I say, for about 4 tenths at the moment. Half a second now coming out of the first corner in sector 2. Basket got past Christ again. That didn't take an awfully long time. It's also taken him out of DRS range pretty much as well. 9 tenths of a second for a car that's got increasingly well worn tyres is not going to help him out a lot. Luke's catching Christ considerably, and Heidelberg's 10 seconds up the road to Basket. Heidelberg's right on the back of Slimmy and Reno, which is not good news for either one of them. Here we go. DRS are they going to be able to close the 4 tenths of a second? Boomer's looking for it on the outside, but he's way too far back to make any of his stick, and it looks like these three are going to stay where they are again for the first 3 corners of this lap. It looks like the clouds just got incredibly dull over Brazil and might get some rain towards the end of this. The real question is, what type of rain are we getting? Are we getting really light rain? Are we getting rain enough to put them on intermediates, or are we getting rain that's just not going to do anything? Salieri's just got kicked from the session. Probably internet issues, which, if you're other guys, Boomer in particular, you're liking the sight of that. Boomer's still trying to track down El Trucco here, even though his hards are 15 laps worn, and El Trucco's mediums are 4 laps worn. You would expect those mediums to carry a lot more pace with them. Isn't able to make anything, open any real gap, and here comes Boomer. Here comes Boomer with DRS, with slipstream to the inside, gets the move done very early on the straight, and is able to keep the position, and now it's Boomer in 5th. Boomer gets past El Trucco. El Trucco's had an exceptional drive, and now he's unfortunately in the grasp of a mass now. DRS isn't enough to take El Trucco past Boomer on the return. Boomer fends off the fight for 1 lap at the very least. You would expect slipstream and all that faster tyres, it should start to see a nicely worked Haas car trying to make its way past the Aston Martin, but you would have thought that about 10 laps ago. Well, 10 laps is a bit of an exaggeration, but you would have thought of that quite a long while ago. All my timing sheets have just decided they don't want to function properly anymore. It doesn't look like we're getting rain at the moment. On lap 29, if we're going to get rain worthy of intermediates, it's going to have to come very quick, or very heavy. The yellow flag, and it looks like Arctic Squirrel's taking a little bit of a spin. Slimmy's got another 3 seconds worth of penalties. Boomer's 17 laps on those softs and is able to pull away quite a distance to El Trucco at this point. El Trucco's going to be able to use DRS whenever it's necessary on those straights that they've been opening them the entire race to try and get closer. But it doesn't look like he's accomplishing much with DRS. Looks like Boomer's just doing very well to hold off competition at this point. Christ has managed to keep himself within 7 or 8 tenths of a second every time. seems to be that he is pushing that AlphaTauri, the one medium tyres all the way as much as he physically can. Four tenths of a second with Christ coming down into the second set. We're going to watch this. We're going to watch this battle, then we'll switch quickly back to El Choco momentarily. Is he going to be able to have the space? No, he's too far back. And now it's El Choco's turn to have a go down this straight. Not much overtaking going on down this straight, to be fair. Pog's got Steve Dodds. And El Choco's not able to make a move work either. And then, as a reward for his efforts, has got 3 seconds worth of time penalties for overstretching those track limits that he just did there as well. Steve Dodds had DNF'd. So there comes the safety car. oh God. And it's if you couldn't just have one more element to throw in the race. A little bit of spice. A little bit of a safety car. And now everyone's going to bunch back up. If you've already been lapped, you might want to get on the whole process of getting yourself unlocked pretty quickly. People coming into pit, so El Choco fancied himself. He fancied himself here, okay. The 8 laps mediums on against fresh softs of Basket, Christ, Luke, Boomer and Heidenberg. With DRS, well not DRS, sorry, with the safety car about to bunch them all right back up. Heidenberg got in and out and is actually winning still, hold on. I didn't even notice that. I thought Heidenberg was still in the pit. I completely blanked the fact that he's not. Salieri's in the pits as well, but that's CPU. Pog's in the pit, Stab's coming to the pit, and Mass came into the pit. I think it's about high time that so that if you're pitting now, you're going on to those softs. You don't really have much of a choice. Yeah, everyone coming in. And now I think it's high time that we go and watch the penalties. Because right now, penalties are going to come in huge. We're going to have it not on interval though, we're going to have it on leader. Because safety car is going to come in lap 33 most likely. When it comes up, when it should come in lap 33, we're going to have do 4 laps of racing. Could be a very interesting 4 laps. I don't think it's going to be very interesting in terms of Heidenberg probably is blasting past everyone at distance, but apart from that, the rest of the order could be very, very interesting. Also, did Pog just overtake into the safety car? Last time I checked, you weren't allowed to do that, CPU or not. But yeah, I guess while there's a safety car, there's really not much to talk about. Also, I see that Williams have had a great day. Well, Safety car not coming in this lap, so we're going to do lap 32 behind safety car as well. And as I pretty much predicted, actually we're going to do lap 33 behind the safety car, sorry. I'm going to come in on lap 33, we'll start racing from lap 34. We'll have lap 34, 35, 36. So I actually have 3 laps of racing. I gave one too many laps of racing from the end of the safety car. As to penalties, you would realistically expect that the podium will consist of Heidenberg and Basket. Those two you would realistically expect for a podium here. They've got their track positions and everyone around them had penalties. So basically a spin that would end that. El Trucker looking to open some sort of gap on Basket, if not to open some sort of gap on Boomer. Because as long as he stays in front of Christ and Luke, if he ends up in front of Boomer, then he will, if he ends 3 seconds ahead of Boomer, he still will take a podium place. Safety car coming in this lap, as I've said at the start of the lap, going to come in. So we will get back to racing momentarily. Heidelberg going to shuffle the pack a little bit here though. Going to shuffle everyone up, bunch everyone back up. We effectively have 3 laps of racing. Here we go. On the back of the Alfa Romeo. When is he going? He's going to go. Oh, he almost caught Trucker and El Trucco and Basket sleeping a bit there. We're back to normal. Reno's gone into the pits. Okay, interesting one. And Heidelberg has already got himself 8 tenths of a second. That's also not going to be DRS, I want to say. If there are, it's going to be right at the end. So DRS isn't going to make too much of a difference. He needs 3 seconds. El Trucco needs 3 seconds to Boomer for a podium. Right now he has 1.5. He needs to double his lead in the next couple of laps of all hope that Boomer gets a penalty. There's 3 seconds more for Pog, who's now got 9 seconds. And for someone who is toward the top of the championship, is pretty poor to be still getting all those penalties. You would expect a more cleaner race, and Heidelberg's well off in front now. Also, you can see that it's starting to rain, but it's probably too late for anything other than slicks. There's no DRS, so there's no real way of getting much of anything at the moment. A mask gets passed by Pog. Whether or not that's from team or the chat or something, I don't know. But there's a little group here starting to break away. You can tell Boomer's on the back of it. And then you can see the 2 Red Bulls are slightly in the background. El Trucco has not got a second even. And those tires are now being the biggest detriment to his problems. Looks like Basket's eyeing a move. You can tell he's eyeing a move. But he's not able to get something done just as yet. We're in lap 35. We're about to go to lap 36. Basket's going to go down the inside of this corner. Basket's going to get in front of El Trucco. And El Trucco's going to take a spin. Oh, no. El Trucco takes a spin. DRS comes on for the last lap. At this point, what is the point? There's 5 seconds of gap between his second. Heidelberg and Basket in second. As for this, it's almost guaranteed now that Boomer's getting a podium. The podium is definitely going to be Heidelberg, Basket and Boomer in that order, most likely. Unless there's a penalty coming away for one of them. Not really much of a change that can happen. There's a little bit of a bump in the back of these cars here between the three, between the AlphaTauri, the Mercedes, and a little bit of Boomer at the back. Nothing too serious though. Looked like Basket. Also, I almost forgot we were on lap 36, and usually it's customary. How Trucker retired. Oh no! And then come around the final corners, and I'll only say it one more time at the end of the season, and it's Heisenberg crossing the line to win the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it's not. That's a sentence. It's Heisenberg wins. Insert here. Insert track name here, sorry, for most of the season. Basket's going to take second, Boomer's going to take third on the podium, Christ's going to take fourth, Luke fifth, Matt's got sixth somehow from all of this, Dab's going to take seventh, Salieri's going to take eighth, Amas ninth, Pog 10th, Arctic's going to take 11th and going to end no points, Slimmy's taken 12th, and Reno is had a race to forget. Let's just say that. It's just a small one. Doing donuts. You're doing donuts. Doing donuts. Can you get over the line? Is that something that can happen? Please. There you go. There you go. We actually have finished now. Let's get everyone in. Who's the third one? Boomer. Let's see if I can get a few people for interviews. I'm already in the chat. I'm not sure. Who's actually in view party? Pog just went straight on Marvel. Yeah, Basket's not in. I'm waiting to. I'm gonna get Boomer. I'm gonna get thing. I'm almost certain I'll get Heisenberg for like the 20th time this season. Something